Hello, testing. Hello, hello. There we go. 117 Sci-Fi Rabbit. You'll be back later. Okay. I think these guys are late to their stream. Wait, I'm not subscribed to the Halo YouTube channel? Let me do that. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Did they tweet anything saying it's going to be late? Nope. Is it live on Twitch? Nope. Damn, they're just late. Cool. Imagine if they got time zones wrong. These comments are hilarious. Apparently, we need to buy the stream on the store. I mean, they're building up people watching. Maybe it's they lied to us. Yeah. Maybe they're doing it on purpose, and they're just building up people waiting. I just want to see if they reveal that there's a new weapon, because everyone's debating if this new weapon they're teasing is just a skin or if it's an actual standalone gun. I think if it's a weapon skin, there's going to be a riot in the comments of this stream. Um, oh, oh, okay. We left one waiting screen for another. At least we have music now. We're progressing. You completely forgot you were subbed to me. Does that mean you're about to unsubscribe? Or are you going to stay subbed? Well, at least I can go full screen now. Let's turn the chat off. Am I on here? Boo, boo, boo. Is 1080 the highest? Yep. Is this going to be good? I hope so. I mean, they teased like 10 new maps on their website. They remade a bunch of Halo 2 maps that they're going to put into matchmaking. There's going to be a classic playlist that doesn't have sprint, no abilities, nothing like that. And it's going to have like the original Halo gravity feeling and stuff. So that seems fun. I know they're remaking like Midship from Halo 2, Sanctuary, Ascension, Lockout. There's a bunch of stuff. Oh, there we go. Oh, look, they've got a little Halloween setup going with monitors on the floor. It's such like a budget way of doing a stream. Supposedly an SMG type weapon. Yeah, that's what I was told. It does just look like a BR, but with the scope ripped off, though. I would not put it past them to just make it a weapon skin, but hopefully it's an actual weapon. Don't like random people in your sub box. Well, I understand that. Oh, it's how that's starting. Let's turn it up. It can't be a weapon skin if they're starting with it. Surely not. It has to be an actual gun. After 2 years of waiting.
Hey everyone, what is up? Happy Halloween and welcome to a live stream here. We're going to talk about all things Halo Infinite. I'm Sketch, joined by Unishek. What's up, John?
What's up?
Good to be back here in the studio. It's been a hot minute. Lots happened since we were last here, including, of course, Halo World Championships and the biggest weekend of the year for the Halo franchise. It was an exciting, action-packed weekend for everyone in person and on stream. So finally kind of coming down from that high, I guess you could say.
Yeah, you'll stay subbed.
A lot was announced too, right? A lot of work.
Maybe there's something on the channel you'll enjoy.
Now we've just been able to enjoy it. Halloween and prepping for this winter update and, of course, great journey.
Yeah, we're going to get into all that. I want to give a shout out, of course, as always, to our hardworking friends behind the scenes, Nick, Phil, and Todd, running the boards today to bring the stream to you. Of course, they've done a great job here helping to get the studio in the spirit.
The set actually looks nice.
For Halloween. So today we've got kind of a double header in store. We're going to spend a little bit of time here up front talking about Halo Infinite's next update, dubbed the Winter Update. That is arriving next Tuesday,
today,
November 5th. Also happens to be Election Day here for people in the States. So lots going on next week, but it's an exciting update for Halo Infinite. And then we're going to take a small break and come back and jump into a Halloween play date. We'll be joined by Ron. We're going to play some Infection, the new Alpha Zombies update that went out last week, and give out Ice Unicorns and just sort of have a grand old time playing some Halo Infinite. But before we do that, we are eager to dig into some more details about what you will find with next week's free Halo Infinite update. You probably saw that little evocative teaser there at the front. Shout out to Duncan for working on that.
What could that be?
I don't know. What could that be, John? We're going to get to that in just a bit.
Okay, it's a weapon.
But we're going to go over everything that you can find in the winter update, including the next operation, which is dubbed Great Journey. One thing you're going to probably notice as a common theme through most of the things coming out on this release, it all kind of coincides with some a love and celebration of all things Halo 2, as we are rapidly approaching a big milestone anniversary for Halo 2. So keep that in mind, and I think it's awesome to see so much just passion and love went into celebrating Halo 2 and how much it means for us as Halo fans,
20th anniversary?
And what it means to the franchise, and how old it makes me feel that we're coming up on such a big milestone.
You worked on Halo 2, right?
I did.
Were you on the before launch or
before
after
launch? Yep,
before,
I came in pretty early on the Halo 2 phase and was there for the majority of that development, including
it's crazy. He's been there for over 20 years.
All the fun stories you heard about Halo 2 development. But I think we're going to do another Halo 2 specific playdate a little bit later next month, so we'll save some of those stories maybe for that. But we're going to talk about a new way to play third-person firefight and third-person mode.
It's cross-planet in Halo, third-person.
Including, John's going to walk through a number of cool Forge updates that are sort of good quality of life and feature improvements for Forge Power users that we'll talk through. We will talk a little bit about some sandbox updates that you can look forward to getting your hands
20
on.
years, I know.
And then we want to talk a little bit about some special Halo 2 themed playlist updates that are also landing starting next week. So,
that's
John,
like
without
2/3
further
of my
ado,
life
I thought
almost.
we'd kick things off by just jumping right into one of our. You mentioned a couple exciting announcements from Halo World Championship. I think one of our big ones was the fact that there's a whole new way to play coming with this winter update.
Yeah, third-person camera, third-person firefight, all coming in with the update. It's really exciting. The team had been working on it for a bit, just really unlocking that power and potential. It kind of started as, hey, we want to do this cool thing that allows forgers to create really unique experiences. And then as we started building it out more, we were like, wait, this is actually just a ton of fun to play in Firefight. So that's why we'll be launching with that Firefight.
Marshall, I agree. They
playlist
do need more
here
OG
next week.
devs.
Let's jump in, and some folks maybe have already seen this, maybe others
A
haven't.
bunch of which
but
are
I thought let's talk a little bit
available for
about
work
third
right now.
person and the work that you and the gameplay team did to bring this to life. But rather than just sit here and talk, why don't we play some third person Firefight at the same time? Give people a little better idea of kind of what it looks like, how
Overrides.
it's going to work. And I
What
think like, we'll start
difficulty,
off here probably jumping
third
into
person
Oasis.
camera.
Yep.
I think you mentioned this. We will have a dedicated third-person Firefight playlist that will go live next Tuesday when this update lands.
I'll
I
play
think
that.
there's a couple different experiences mixed in there. We'll start out by playing Firefight King of the Hill, and then maybe afterwards, if you're up for it, I'd love to switch over, check out one of the Forge maps,
Oh yeah.
and where we have a linear offering as well for Firefight. But
Yeah.
we're going to probably keep this mostly on your screen, John. I do want to just give
Ooh.
a shout out. We
Looking
are,
good.
yep, I'm seeing some new customization options, which we'll talk about here a little bit later. So just a little tantalizing
Ooh.
tease for now. We do have 2 bots on our team, so shout out to our bots here. We're not going to be that sweaty. Mostly we're just kind of providing a
looks so
gameplay
weird.
backdrop as John and I talk a little bit about third person. And I
You're
think I forgot
back.
to mention we
Hello.
are running kind of on a pre-release debug build here, so you might see a little bit of periodic debugs, text strings and things like that on the screen. That's just a factor of us using a pre-release.
It's so
build
weird.
here
It looks like a
internally.
mod.
So John, talk to me about third person and kind of, I guess first and foremost, I'm just curious, when and where and how did this idea sort of first come up internally that this was something that the team wanted to go after?
I think it mostly started when I was poking
Why isn't he
around
centered?
when we were in a capture session actually in this room a while back, and we were capturing.
assuming it
footage
changes
for
with
one of the
FOV.
trailers that we were working on, and we had
The higher your FOV,
Nick
the
pull
higher
up
your FOV, the more
debug
centered you will become,
third-person
most likely.
camera on one of the Spartans.
It's how it works
So,
in Cross
we
Planet
were
anyway.
controlling our own Spartans in third person as we were setting up shots, and I was like, okay, interesting. If this exists already in the game, you know, as like a debug thing, how difficult would it be to potentially bring that and expose it to our players? And it was pretty darn janky just as a debug thing, right? It wasn't a full feature, didn't have a lot of polish. So we ended up diving into it on the gameplay side of things, and that was when we started poking around. I think we ended up using more of kind of like the turret logic, because the turret already had that third person set up, right? When you grab a mounted turret and walk around. But some of the foundational stuff was already set up, and we just
That looked
really
kinda
needed
weird.
to make sure it works. And like when you shoot at something, the aim goes where you wanted it to, because it's a little bit
Melee is
unique
weird because
to
your
have the
character jumps
camera
in the air when he
pop out
melees
over the
because of the
shoulder,
magnetism towards the
and
enemy.
line up differently than where your bullets are actually going. And you could see that would sometimes change between guns. You'd see some weird behavior with equipment and where it gets thrown, nades where they get thrown. Oh gosh, I tried to run away and I landed right next to
Whoa,
all of them.
it's
We-
a little
Oh,
harder
he's
to play
dead.
and talk, right? We just
Yeah.
got smoked here in just an ODST difficulty level. I think we're not even like these bots aren't really.
Oh, this
doing
is
much.
ODST?
The bots are
Difficulty?
Devs are bad at
ODST.
their own game
Bots are
content.
ODST.
Okay.
I don't even know what difficulty you put.
First
in.
round,
Heroic, maybe?
they died.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You know, you mentioned that camera. I remember you and I were talking about it because, like, kind of the way it works in default first person is your bullets are kind of coming out of your face, right? Like,
Yep.
this is also why sometimes it looks a little weird in theater, and extra work has
There
to
we go.
sometimes be done there to try to make it look a little more representative of what you think it
Very
is.
true.
Mhm.
But it wasn't automatic to just move the camera back behind the shoulder and have everything kind of play nice, right?
Yeah, so like
That's a weird thing about
another
FPS games is
cool
the
thing
bullets
that we get
actually
from
do
it,
originate from your
is
face.
we saw it as I
They
came off
don't come from the
Respawn just
gun,
then.
whereas naturally
I
in a
can see, like,
third-person
magnetic
game,
effects set
bullets
a lot
do
more
start from the
clearly,
barrel of
so
the
you
gun.
can move around when you've got those
really
ones
weird.
that are off spawn. You can actually see those come into play. You also get to see like the added benefit of customization. Certainly not the reason
alright,
why
it
we
does.
did it, but it was just a nice like side effect.
It's funny
plus
watching this,
on
like,
top of
for me,
we
because
got to
this
do
is
cool
exactly
stuff
what
with
I wanted Cross
soldiers
Planet to
and
be.
mode creation,
Like, looking
right?
at this,
Yeah, you know, I've seen a couple.
this
hot
is just
takes,
what I wanted Cross Planet to end up as.
theories about why we did it.
There's,
or
like,
what
no
our ulterior
difference,
motives
really,
are, but
other than the
really,
slight
as you said,
mechanical
we
changes,
kind of
like we had a
already
double
this
jump
debug
and things,
functionality in the
and a
game.
roll
It is already part of some
But, like-
mechanics like turrets and vehicles.
Yeah, this is
And
what
truly, if you really
I
want to go
wanted
all
it
the way
to
back
be
to Halo's origins,
years ago.
the first time we ever saw Halo, it was a third-person demo. So, kind of coming full circle in that regard.
It's funny how they did
which
this.
is pretty cool. And I happen to personally know a couple friends that just can't play first-person shooter
Cross
titles.
Planet.
They have motion sickness issues.
Cross Planet should have been
they've
this,
never
like,
been
2
able to
years
sort of
ago.
find that sweet spot. And if
But
third-person
sadly.
allows a different audience, different people that have always been interested in
Never
Halo,
happened.
But couldn't play because they have accessibility challenges.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
With the
Why
new
not?
channel, would I open to
And
minimal
it's
editing
also
or
showing up
cuts?
Getting in vehicles works
You don't have
pretty
time to
smooth.
watch 3-hour videos.
If you want to try and
I
jump
don't
in
think
and
I'll
pick
ever
up
do a
the
video
games,
that's 3
let
hours.
me-
I try and
jump
limit them
up.
to 1 hour
We're getting-
max.
we're getting-
try grappling into it.
I'm open to do some videos as like minimal
I
cuts and
can't- I
things.
missed my aim. There we go.
There.
Oh, yeah, that is
so
nice.
Or like
and
maybe when a
all those
series is finished,
transitions,
do like a cut down
making sure
version.
all that stuff like worked right also was something we wanted to do as I drive
Great
right into the
driving.
wall.
Yeah,
I
I
tried to
know.
look at you as I'm
The
driving.
The AI
and
is
it's
better than
not great.
driving.
Don't do
happens.
that in
The
real
Laguna
life
Shake.
or in video games. Make sure you're always paying attention.
Uh-oh, this is a
but-
hot zone you just
yeah.
drove us into. I'm also curious about some of the work and conversations you all had around how you handled ADS
Oh, yeah.
between different weapons. I noticed,
Great question. Yep.
some
Here, I'll
weapons, like-
zoom in here.
yeah, sometimes you'll still get a first-person full zoom. Sometimes you won't. Sometimes
Is that
it
just
looks like I
automatic
believe a little
versus
bit of work might have been
precision, I'm
done just to
assuming?
help
Yeah.
readability on some of the HUD elements as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, talk to us a little bit about some of that process.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming
it was one of
scoped
the
weapons just have a
bigger
scope and then
concerns
like the
I had
AR
when we were
doesn't,
looking
it
at
just
it
zooms
is
in.
Halo's got this really unique suppression mechanic, D-scope, right? You get hit
Yeah.
while you're zoomed in, it knocks you out of scope.
It'd be really annoying to do it with an
Having
AR
that
because you'd
happen
just be
with
going
a
like this with the
third
camera all the
person where
time.
you're constantly getting popped in and out could be pretty darn jarring, especially if you had kind of like a long zoom animation time.
Yes.
So we ended up just making sure it felt snappy. We tried to make it as quick as possible. You could see right there I was kind of getting de-scoped, taking a little bit of damage. And it ended up, after we kind of sped it up, tried a few different ways, instantly popping in, and we found a good pace for that, and it now just feels pretty darn smooth and natural to a Halo player. I know some people
wonder
who
if
aren't
this will
used to
become,
de-scoping
like,
have, like a bit of a challenge with that.
Expected with next Halo
fall.
releases now.
See if
No,
I can
yeah,
get ya.
I had no ammo. I could not find any weapons anywhere, and I picked up a fusion coil. and
That'd
I
be,
think I
it'd
just
be
blew it
like
up in my own
weird if the
face.
next Halo
So,
game
yeah,
launches
good
with
times.
this, especially in like
At some
campaign.
point, we might want to just prematurely end this one
Yeah,
because
get
I
to the
would
next
like
zone.
to. I would like to show off, just take a quick look at that other Forge
He's gonna
map.
die reviving his teammate.
With the linear
Oh,
experience,
okay.
just to give players
Yeah.
an idea of some of the different options that will be available. You mentioned de-scoping and
That'll be
stuff.
good to
Obviously, that
watch.
becomes a little bit more
I'll definitely do some that are
useful
cut
and
down.
applicable in PvP situations in particular.
I have a
We'll
video
talk
in the
about that a
works
little
which
bit
will be
later. I
very,
know
very cut down,
in terms
but
of
it's going to take me like weeks to
third-person
make.
support.
It's probably my biggest
basically
project
works-
I've ever
We'll
done,
talk about this in the Forge section, but I know
and
you guys
it's
had to do a
in
lot of work to make
collaboration
sure
with
it
like
pretty much
30
will
indie
support every mode in
developers.
the game, right? So,
Yes, yeah.
also want to
I'm
be
basically
clear,
doing a
I've seen some
video
questions
where
online.
I
There's-
asked a bunch of
there's
indie
not
devs
like
to
a
send me
settings
their
toggle.
game,
You won't be
and I'm
able
gonna play them
to,
all
just kinda
in
on
one
the fly
video.
join a playlist and
that
switch
will
back
need to
and
be
forth.
cut down
Yeah.
a ton
It'll be controlled to playlist
because it'll
level.
be like
So essentially, you'll be able to play
20 hours of
third-person
footage that I'll need to
firefight,
cut
or
down.
if you prefer to just load into the
into like a
classic,
30-minute video.
first-person firefight, that'll be a separate playlist option for you.
Yeah, we also wanted to make sure it was fair, so making sure it was at a mode level was super important because you don't want to have people swapping in and out, peeking around corners on third person.
So it's
right,
not
when it's
so it's
like
not the new
first person.
HCS meta, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Or,
it's like
we can't
you
just have players
I
can't just
do, like-
arbitrarily opt
yeah,
into third
I
person.
can't kind of do this and see who's coming around the corner, right?
You do get
Um,
more information, and honestly, if we jacked our POV really wide, I bet we'd be seeing
Oh yeah,
a
the field
lot.
of view.
Yeah, our field of view if we really crank that thing.
It is really nice when you change field of view. You it has that perception of it's closer or further away. Actually, I'll just go ahead.
Yeah, why don't
and-
you
yeah.
why don't you go ahead? Let's
Yeah, I
let's
wanna
end this
see.
one. Oh, you
Does
gonna
he
show it?
become
Okay,
more
here it is.
centered?
But then let's
We can
change
Yeah.
maps real quick.
Be-
Naturally,
it
he
feels
does
like it's
become a little bit more
further.
centered
You
now.
can see more of what's going on around you, and then I will find a safe spot real quick, change it
By the way, I'm really digging this Arbiter inspired
all the
Yep.
way down.
armor here. It's
And now he's
you
all
can
the
have
way
it
to the
kinda be
left.
that closer
Yeah.
one, and
The
it-
same way it worked
It's like
across
depending
planet.
on how you play your third-person games, typically, you can kind of adjust
This
that,
feels really weird.
that field of view to be what you want.
For sure. And you know, as soon as this update's live, obviously, any
This
of our
like a
existing
camera this
community
close
forgers
reminds me of
are
like Mass
able to go
Effect.
back and if they want to update any of their own experiences and make them third person or have a third or first version, something like the Forged Falcons recently released Helljumpers mode, for example, which is available in custom games. It sounds like it's would be perfect with the third person perspective.
Yeah.
John, do you want to end? I know we're just going to
Yes.
keep
Yep,
grinding
I
forever
can-
because
yep.
it's hard. It's in our instinct to just keep slaying
Go ahead and
Banished forever.
Check
but
out that next map. Yeah.
yeah, I'd like to
absolutely.
just because you know we've seen. I don't know if
Just
everybody's
quick
aware
blow
that
my
we
nose.
have some cool community-made
Brrr.
linear firefight experiences as well, in addition to the King of the Hill offering.
What's the new
so
Forge
I
map
believe
then?
that will be one of the ways that you'll be able to also experience this. Of course, there's even more to be found in custom games. But yeah, let's hop over. Just we're not going to play the whole match. Let's just do a little bit more third person. I thought this Ardent Prayer map was super well done, and being able to move from room to room in a linear fashion. It's pretty cool.
Oh.
It's a bit of a different experience, obviously.
Make sure I get
Oh
the
wait,
right
I think I've
stuff.
seen
Yeah,
I've
we
seen
should.
this already. I
Awesome.
think
Let's see.
this isn't new, right? This
Good.
existed in
yeah,
the
well, with our debug builds and debug servers.
regular
running, you
King
never
of the Hill
quite know.
firefight.
It's
Yeah.
a roll of the dice.
And just doing anything live, you know. I'm like, am I
It's like
setting
the
up
super like
the lobby right?
campaign
better you than
style
me.
firefight map.
It improves our odds.
You have to
there
like open
dramatically. But I
doors
guess-
and go to the next
Was there something,
area
John,
and stuff.
during the third person sort of play testing and iteration that like really surprised you or caught you in the team that was unexpected, either positive or negative?
Yeah. The amount of awareness you get, right? It kind of just makes sense, but the amount of awareness that you have when you get that extra bit of vision, or you can see someone shooting you in the back, right? You see those impacts actually happen. It made it a lot easier for people that aren't always paying attention to absolutely everything going on in the match, right? They now have a chance to know, hey, I just got hit from exactly that direction. Now I know where the bad guys are, how I can approach each situation. And that felt really darn cool to see people who weren't always the most aware in matches have a little bit more awareness. I forgot to turn on bots.
All right, well, we
we'll
can-
do it. We're doing it. Just
We can do all
you and
this.
me.
So this is a
this
community-made
is normal.
Forge map. And John, let's give a shout out to
It's,
the creator of this map.
yeah, Geo made this one, and you should
Thingy,
be able
it's
to see
Zealot
it
from
in
Halo Reach.
Firefight right now. If you go play matchmaking, I believe this one is in the normal Firefight rotation.
This was one of my favorite
It's a
maps
linear
in
map.
Reach.
We launched it with
Watch
the
out.
oh my goodness, the Battle for Reach.
I used to play SWAT
playlist,
on
which
this
had a
map
bunch of
every
good
day.
Stuff.
For hours.
To celebrate Reach's anniversary. We had a bunch of Reach Firefight multiplayer maps come in,
Yeah.
and it was just a good time to grind and visit some old familiar play spaces.
sure.
You know.
I think once we clear this initial hill, then it'll open up the next room. So maybe we just kind of do this first phase or two, and then we'll wrap up the firefight stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I remember honestly even going all the way back to Halo 3.
I got a new
running around
subscriber.
and
I got a
debugging
notification.
lot in
The
Follow
Plush Tales,
Cam.
subscribe to your channel.
So,
Thank you.
You know, the Halo,
Which channel
pretty
though?
much
That's the
every Halo
question.
title under the hood that's running on the Blam engine has had the debug ability to Going.
That was so cool.
follow cam forever, pretty much. It's always been there. Now, we don't use it very often for public-facing reasons, like not even for capture, obviously, because it's not really representing the game. But obviously, I guess, because can't you... Theater even lets you do follow cam too, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Theater
we've
person
danced,
has
we've
that.
flirted with everything but just letting people actually play it officially for the better
I'm
part
concerned
of
my
almost
internet
2
has gone out, but this stream is still running for some reason.
So that said,
My
I
phone
kinda
has no
know it
internet.
Always just felt pretty
I'm
natural.
still live, right?
Not to say, to your point, there wasn't some jankiness that needed to kind of be ironed out.
Yes.
But
yeah.
the game still works surprisingly well. Sandbox is still super fun.
I'm gonna play for my life on this
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Still
need you to
live.
carry
This
us
phone
here,
works.
John. I'm down again. I wasn't paying attention and just got
There you go.
swarmed.
As I was just shooting, it reminded me we did do some work on like these weapons that kind of
It's
had
weird.
normally smart scope. You'll get like these UI reticle lines
right.
or HUD lines around the edges there. We ended up making it so those didn't pop up here in third person. That way you could have a full impeded view of what you were targeting, because otherwise you're in third person, you've got HUD lines on your Spartan, like kind of overlapping, even though you're in third person. So that was a little bit weird. We did want to make sure we kept people like the focus, right, aspect, so you know you're zoomed in. So you will see, you'll get that kind of vignette effect. It's hard to tell on this map, but if you look like in the top left corner or top right corner, you will still get that vignette effect that you normally get when kind of zooming in with these unscoped weapons. But then your scoped weapons will behave just as you expect, right?
This is a pretty intense little room, man.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it looks like now we can proceed here.
Mm-hmm. So we've got rockets and
Hopefully,
unlimited
yeah.
ammo.
Oh, yeah, the door
because
opened.
it's
Yay. Okay.
Fiesta fight, so we should be okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's blast for a few more here, and then we probably want to wrap this up and move on to our next topic. But it's just fun. It's just fun, man.
It's crazy how good
refreshing,
Forge is
a little
now.
bit different.
The guy who made this
Like I
just
said,
remade
I
the
think my
entire
biggest thing is
campaign
I'm
mission
just
from
excited
Halo
to have
Reach.
a couple
Die.
friends that have never been able to play Halo that can finally check it out. Oh,
This is
well,
the
if we die,
room
I'll
where
play this
George
Peek around
dies.
the corner with the view here.
You
see,
are?
I'm looking. I can see what's going on now.
Oh my
attack.
gosh! I just
you know?
took so much
Spoiler alert.
damage.
14 years later.
How are you not dead?
Let's
What
go.
difficulty is this? See, I can use it to kind of peek around.
Wow, we should have backed up against each other back to back and recreated that iconic
Okay.
Chief and Arbiter shot. I do like this armor a lot. The Helios Skrill with this extra attachment that
Mm-hmm.
give me strong Arbiter vibes. We'll take a closer look at that a little bit later. All right, I don't know. You want to wrap this up maybe? Should we just pull the plug on this firefight
Yeah,
match?
I think we can call it.
I think
Actually, one
Yeah.
one last thing. As
Sure.
you were shooting that shock rifle while zoomed in, you can kind of see the shot comes from
Oh.
the left now. For normally in first
You
person,
can see
when
the
you zoom
effects
in,
begin.
You know,
Yeah.
the reticle or the bullet trail comes from the right. That's like, since we're in third person, having the trail come from the left, right? Because that's actually the view you have. The bullet comes from the left in normal third person. We had to try and do some work to make sure we could maintain and make sure it makes sense and logical while also having the bullet go along the right path. You'll see it here. It kind of goes from left to right. That was a really cool thing, trying to make sure our zoom in properties all worked kind of as you would expect for a third person mode while staying accurate to your shots.
okay.
But yeah.
With that death, I think it'd be a good time to. It's telling us let's move on.
Cool.
Okay. So that
That's a good one.
is a closer look at third-person firefight, brand new playlist, new way to play. That'll be available in the game starting next Tuesday with our update.
I'm more excited
But
about
now
third-person
let's talk a
PvP.
little bit about Forge. We're gonna, I guess, tonally
I think they're
change
doing that
things
like a
up
couple
from
weeks after
action-packed
Firefight.
gameplay to some slides. Who doesn't
Oh,
love
my
some-
PowerPoint slides? Let's
Who
do it.
doesn't love some juicy
PowerPoint
Forge
slides?
Tech Talk slides? So
Yep.
let's see. Wait, hold on now. We're getting a
Whoa,
little bit ahead of
whoa,
ourselves.
whoa.
Whoa. You scooped me. So
I'm just as excited.
John, I'm going to call out. We're going to kind of go through my list here. I'm going to tee you up, and I guess we'll just jump right into what we just saw. One of our new updates coming to Forge is basically what we're calling Forger Attribution. So why don't you kind of show and tell us what that's all about?
Yeah, so we've added a bunch of new menu screens and updates to existing screens that allow you to either see who created these maps or modes, and then also try to reduce the friction around bookmarking. So it should be a lot easier to bookmark, save these cool things you see in matchmaking or in custom games for later. You're like, hey, I enjoyed this. I want to save it for a custom game night.
Let's take a look at the stuff that John's
yeah.
talking about.
Let's-
Now would be a
let's see
great
what we
time.
got.
There we go. So
Okay, so this is the post-game Carnage report, the end game right screen. You finish a match, and you're like, hey, I really enjoyed playing on that map or mode. Now you can see the map or mode details at the bottom of the screen. You can click in, it'll take you to the author's kind of page for that
Could you not
exact,
already do this?
map or mode, and then you can bookmark it right there. You can rate it and do all that good stuff.
Cool.
Why do I
Really
feel
neat,
like
and I was
this
glad
existed
that
in
the team was
previous
able to do
games?
that on this screen even.
all right. Next up, we should have an example of some changes that have been made to the scoreboard here.
So on the scoreboard, when you pull up that, we call it just very quickly back button scoreboard, you will see the map and mode authors there in the top left,
Okay.
and you can have it pop up right there. As soon as you pull up the scoreboard, if it's a Forge Mapper mode, it'll show up. Really cool. And then we have a couple other
Yep.
screens.
Let's see. We also have made some changes on our pause menu here.
Yep. So the pause menu will make sure you've got the map and mode by on the top right. And also you can quickly bookmark or the map or mode at the bottom. Super useful, right? Because if you're enjoying the map right then in that moment, you're like, okay, I want to save it. You don't want to wait till after the game or forget right after the match because you've already started your next one. You can just do it right there without any friction.
Cool. And then I got one more screen here. It's our map load-in screen.
Yeah. Right off the bat, when you're launching into a match, you will see credits right off the bat on the right side of the screen there. Map and mode author. Super helpful.
I love 2 Corn Dog in that mode, 2 Dev. It's so good. But man, I've wanted this for so long when I've been very bad about keeping track of the map names in my head. The community keeps cranking out amazing content. I've really wanted this. I'm very excited that we can
it's nice that
finally
they're giving
sort of
credit to
help bring
people,
this
but
to
I
the
mean, like,
forefront and just make it easier
it
to
is
know what
like
you're
2
playing
years
and, like,
late.
find it and keep playing it if you like it.
Yes. Yep.
Better late than never.
All right, now let's get into what I like to call the Forge Super Nerd slides, where we're going to talk about some of the hardcore kind of power user updates and adjustments.
I guess I'm the nerd.
Yeah. Hey, it's good stuff because I love that. I love that the team keeps tinkering and getting Forge feedback and just finding different areas to drill into and providing even more functionality and more usability for Forgers to just keep pushing things even further. So I think this update next week is going to give Forgers even more capabilities. So let's start off by global life pool systems here. What should we know about this?
Yeah. So very briefly, this allows you to put like a ticket system of a certain amount of lives on any mode that you're making. So I'm expecting
win
Forgers to be able to
conditions.
make really cool things, such as like
Capture
the
flag
flag
or wipe out
where you've got
forces.
CTF is your main objective, or
That's
you have
it's
a
like
secondary
SND from
win
COD.
condition of 50 lives, right? Or you only have 10 lives to try and get this flag captured, right? And if the team wipes out your 10 lives, you've lost that round.
That's
right?
cool.
So you can really do some unique creations for your modes. And I think this will add a whole nother layer of potential for mode creation.
For sure. All right, we're gonna go through like speed round here. Next up, nav markers.
Yeah, so we actually have a video for this one too, which is the nav marker docking system. There's a ton of new functionality here for scripting, but the video is the really cool part. This is how nav marker docking works currently in the game, and it's really how that nav marker attaches inside of your HUD. You can see it here. Yeah, that capturing B, it normally is over the hill, right? And then you walk in, and then it locks into your HUD, and it's always that top center location, so you can keep an eye on it while you're anywhere within the hill. So we're allowing Forgers to now control that docking. Before it was just on that hill permanently, so they had to kind of like look backwards at it.
Yeah.
So really cool extra features there.
By the way, I use nerdy in a very endearing way, right? Like how nerdy is that? But it's super awesome, and I think being able to convey to players what's happening in some of these really more
feels like I'm in a
complicated
Teams
Forge
meeting.
experiences has been a big piece of feedback. So a lot of what I'm seeing is giving Forgers just better usability tools to help communicate to the player where to go, what the objective is, what you're actually doing.
Mode communication has definitely been like the biggest area of improvement we've been going after, and you can see it showing up.
All right, we got
really well.
3 more things here. We got some new VO coming into Forge, right?
Yep. You can control Agrinia's VO from existing experiences. We've now exposed that to Forgers. So I believe this is Big Team Battle and even some of the weapon drill stuff. This will be right alongside the Steitzer VO that we added in earlier this year. You can now add commander lines as well.
Cool. And then we have another one here, music. We have additional music controls.
Branching Sickness just released an update too.
Earlier this year, we also put in
very lengthy
the
update
campaign music
to that
controls.
Halo fan game.
This is additional control on top of that.
Cool
You can
stuff.
fade in, fade out, and you can kind of set target volumes. This is just existing functionality, new nodes that you can do. Really useful for trying to ease into the music instead of da-da-da-da, right off the bat. You can control it a little more gracefully.
Cool. And then I have another note here that's just called Extra Goodness.
Extra Goodness for the Forgers that know, they know this is cool. If you don't know, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It is very helpful for Forgers, and I am sure they will put it to good use.
Okay, and then the last thing for Forge I just want to touch on, we spoke about this a little bit. Obviously, third-person mode is debuting as a dedicated firefight playlist, but as we indicated during that last segment, pretty important. You and the team spent a lot of time working just to make sure that third-person pretty much supports anything to do with multiplayer, right?
Yes.
So every single mode in the game can be played. I think we have a little bit of gameplay footage here we can just show you, but what we're looking at some Husky Ray being played in third person. So, I mean, I was thinking would be fun. I want to play Mini Slayer in third person. I bet that would look kind of. Actually, I've never seen that before.
This feels really fast.
I have not done Mini Slayer in third person. I have not checked that out. But yeah, you're mentioning third person in any mode. We've got Husky Raid set up here. It's just a custom game option.
Yes.
So if you're hosting a custom game night and you want to have everyone have a good time, you can flip on third person. You can try out something new. Here you can see Forger set it up so when you become the Juggernaut, it flips it to third person, right? So you can even have the mode dictate, I want this person to be third person, I want that person to be first person.
Really cool.
And you control when that happens under whatever circumstances or scenarios you want.
That's awesome.
Really useful controls there.
I thought that was just a
I
bug
wasn't even aware
when
that's
they.
what I was looking at there. So that's a very
Yeah,
cool
he didn't
nuance,
even
and I
know.
could see some interesting sort of attack.
I didn't realize
defend,
they could
heck,
change
maybe
it
even
mid-game.
infection.
Yeah,
Sort of
that's very cool.
experientially,
You
you
could
could
totally do
change your
big hulking bad guy infected alpha, gets third person.
That's pretty cool. I think that's the challenge has been issued to the Forge community. So anyways, that's all third person. Lots of Forge updates. If you're like me, you probably won't actually use these Forge updates, but we'll look forward to sort of enjoying the fruits of all the amazing work the Forge community
Gotta
continues
at least
to do.
toy around with it,
Yeah, I'm not going to kid you here, John. I will never try to forge anything. I think I peaked with like Reach, and then the feature just got too
Same.
complicated for me, and in the learning curve, I just fell behind. But I am forever in awe and appreciative
I
of
relate
our
to
Forge
that a
community,
lot.
the amazing work they're doing with maps and modes.
Forged
And
a ton in
speaking of,
Reach, and
what a
then
great segue into our next topic we want to
Downhill.
talk about is a whole bunch of amazing Forge content that is coming out in a brand new playlist called Delta Arena. And we mentioned at the outset, there's a lot of Halo 2 love kind of woven into this update as we're approaching this milestone anniversary for the title. And what better way to celebrate that than to revisit some of our longtime favorite Halo 2 maps, painstakingly recreated using Halo Infinite's Forge, with some very specific gameplay changes as well. But let's take a look. We have 7 maps provided by the community. Let's just do
I
a
thought it
quick
was
shout
10,
out here
7.
and run through. So great to see Beaver Creek here. I'm not going to read off all the names, but you'll notice a couple folks here.
I think
Visual
Unique
Suspects in
is
the Forge
part of
community
like
working
5
hard.
of these remakes.
Multiple people have put a lot of time and effort into bringing these maps. They are faithful recreations that have been sort of leveled up for a Halo Infinite. So we have Beaver Creek. Next up, we've got this awesome remake of Ascension. Very
cool.
authentic. I've had a chance to give this one a shot. Really looking forward to giving this a go.
Gonna
on the
get
playlist.
fired for making the
Then
comment
next
about
up,
not
let's
using
see,
Forge.
we've got Boulevard,
Turf.
which, remake of Turf. I think this one also
So sick.
very faithful, done very, very well here. Next, this might look familiar. This is like Lockout, as if it were built by Ewoks. It's kind of giving me some like if Lockout and
There's
Guardian
a-
like had a child.
There's
But,
a Warlock
I really
or a
like
Warlord
Canopy. I like the
remake
aesthetic
that I
here.
really like the look
These
of.
forgers knocked it out of the park.
This one's even got the little jumps on the door frames on Sniper
think it's in
Tower.
here.
I was fiddling with those. It's really cool. Yeah.
Then we have another one here, Conjurer, which is
Finally
a
some
really
colour.
cool recreation of Warlock. I think this one actually was debuted by the Women of Halo as part
This
of
looks
Halo
really
World
cool.
Championships.
They have a different version.
Oh, it's a
Yes,
different.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Theirs
It-
also looks fantastic.
Aesthetically,
though.
it looks very similar. Well,
Yeah.
my bad. I stand corrected. Both maps are worth your time. Then we move into Inquisitor, which is everyone's favorite purple map remade. It
Yes,
has to
midship.
come back at least once every Halo title, I think, right?
It's required now.
And
Who doesn't
then
love midship?
Last but not least, our 7th map to round this out is Serenity, which is a really
Probably
cool
my favorite map
recreation
ever.
of Sanctuary.
Yeah.
And again, all 7 of these maps will be in the Delta Arena playlist, along with throwback settings, which we're going to take a closer look at here, which includes no sprint, no clamber, increased jump height, player collision, and a special starting weapon, which is I
Wait,
think
is that
people
Assault?
are very interested and eager. And to help us have this conversation about the sandbox, Cleet, what's up? Man?
Yeah.
Welcome.
How's it going?
Good to have you here. Thanks for sneaking
Damn,
in
I haven't
while
seen
we were
him in
on those
so long.
screenshots. Cleet is
Wait,
part
he
of our
works
Competitive
there?
Insights team. Also does a lot of work with the sandbox design stuff that we've seen with sandbox
Damn.
overhauls and of course the changes coming in for this update next week. Cleet, I'm putting you on the spot. I'm not sure if we
Okay.
talked about this, but you're going to run around a little bit. What we're going to do is load into one of these Delta Arena maps with you and John. We're going to load up and just some bots. Just don't get too sweaty. I think you and John, I'm not sure if you're on the same team or not, but just the object is not to beat each other. It's just to provide an interesting backdrop as we talk a little bit about the MA5K Avenger. Now, while you guys are getting that set up, let's talk about the MA5K Avenger.
What is that?
What is it? Well, let's go all the way back to
finally.
the original
A
roots and
weapon.
reference here. Folks might remember this was
Oh.
first seen on the cover of a novel. In this case, it is Ghosts of Onyx. I want to give a shout out to Jack Fletcher on the community team. This is a recreation that he did of that original book art. This was the first time we saw the MA5K Avenger. And today we want to give you a closer look at that. And I guess kind of let the cat out of the bag here, John, and confirm.
I think this was
this is a
supposed to
brand
be
new
in
weapon.
Halo 5.
Yes. Yeah.
This is not a geo change. It's not a skin. It's a brand new weapon with unique behaviors.
I'm
and a unique
sure
role
there's
in
a
the sandbox.
cutscene
Yeah,
or a
it's,
trailer
it's really
for Halo
exciting.
5 that
Fans
has
have
this
been
gun
asking
in it,
for new
and it
sandbox
was never
items
added
for
to the game. I
quite some
think
time. We
it's
wanted
a
to make sure we could get
breakout
it out to them,
cutscene.
and we had the MA5K there. We were like, all right, let's see what we can do with it, and we really wanted to go after the SMG role in Halo Infinite. Right, that was kind of a gap. So we were like, all right, the MA5K, we got a cool model. We know there's an SMG slot that we can fill in, and we just went
There's
after
lots
it.
of slots
And
for weapons you can
Cleet, I
fill
know
in.
You could speak to kind of the unique features of the weapon.
Yeah. There's
Where are the
tons of them,
turrets?
and,
Where's the
how
fuel
fitting
rod?
Is it right for our
Where's the brute shot?
back Delta Arena playlist to have an SMG style weapon? But when we hop into the game, we'll see some unique features. You'll see things like a quicker reload, faster ready up time, a very large magazine size, a very fast rate of fire to go with that. We looked at a lot of legacy SMGs from Halo, comparing what worked, what didn't work, and kind of our inspiration for this was a little bit
I'm
of
going to
a
make an
Halo
educated
2,
guess that
merged
this
with
is
the
just
Halo
an altered
5.
AR.
And I think the Halo
Behind the
5 kind of
scenes.
plays into how you'll see the reticle design and the
Because that's how I
effectiveness
would do it.
maybe a little bit.
You
from,
already have the AR,
further
just
ranges
duplicate
than what,
the AR,
Halo
change
2
the weapon
SMG
model,
might have,
and then change the
given
rate
you,
of
so.
fire and damage.
But yeah, this
and the magazine
definitely has
size.
a place in our
There you go.
sandbox, and
It's like the
unique,
easiest
and,
weapon to add to the game.
It's gonna make a great starting weapon for that Delta Arena playlist.
It is super fun. I did immediately, and by the way, just for full transparency, here we go with our sort of debug live environment server issues.
I
Oh,
think someone
nice.
might have turned the servers off, so
We-
I'm going to see if I can boot up a local.
We lost the
version here.
server potentially. Okay, well. Okay,
Let's
well, we can take a
see.
second here and get this right. But yeah, I think the thing
Just
that
go
stood out
local.
to me was the rate of fire on this thing. It's just accompanied with it's like a true pray and spray dream come true.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. 60 rounds in the magazine. You'll have enough to take down 2 fully shielded health Spartans in an engagement, in a PvP setting. So, tons of room for to spray and pray, and it's a great weapon, and I'm excited to just get my hands on this. It's been a couple minutes since I've played with this. I know we did a lot of testing internally, and,
Oh,
presenting it to the playtest lab and doing all that
Ping,
fun
ping,
stuff
what's going on?
was very exciting. But getting to work on this and seeing it come to life is awesome.
Well, it looks like we're gonna
Damn.
change up our plans a little bit. So I guess you're not actually playing Cleve.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So-
Unless you wanna take the controller from
yeah,
John.
I
but
booted up a local.
at least we got a local game
yeah.
going here.
All right.
So we're looking at the Forge map, Inquisitor,
I'm on
which is
Bumper
a
Jumper.
cool
That'll-
remake of
that should be
Midship.
good.
This is part of the Delta Arena playlist, and now we're looking at Cleet here.
Yep.
We're taking our first-person look at the MA5K Avenger, which is a brand new SMG weapon coming to the sandbox with next week's update. Seeing some of that rate of fire there, 60 clip capacity, so this thing can really put some bullets out.
Yeah, this is the starting weapon for the mode, right? So everyone will be able to go
It's
hands-on with
definitely
it
a
as soon
derivative
as
of the
update
AR.
drops. Really
100%.
unique. And actually,
even
it's
looks like
also
the
gonna
AR.
be the secondary in
The
most
bottom half of the
firefight
gun is just
experiences.
the AR.
So we actually had to do the AR. I changed the AR for when we were playing Firefight earlier. You will be able to spawn with the Bandit Evo and the MA5K Avenger in Firefight as well. So if you can get it in PvP or PvE when you want to give it a go.
How do you? So when you guys are working on this kind of weapon,
It looks kind of cool though.
new edition, how do you like? How does this fit alongside something like the assault rifle in your mind? Like, I guess would that be the closest comparison if I were to try to compare this to something already in the sandbox?
Yeah, I would say it's closer to the assault rifle over anything that we have in our sandbox. But you know, what you'll notice, right, is just like, for
It
example,
shreds.
that right there.
That just shredded.
You
Yeah.
know, the time to death for this weapon, especially at a close range, is much faster than that of the assault rifle that we have.
Now, is the assault rifle going to be still a little bit more effective as my targets are range is kind of extending? Like, this thing obviously really shines in a CQB kind of situation. Probably what, a little bit outside of shotgun range, but a little bit inside of assault rifle. Is that like the sweet spot kind of?
Yeah, I would say that's how you described it.
Okay.
Is definitely the sweet spot. And you know, the assault rifle will definitely play a you know, from maybe like this range right here, right? You'll definitely be able to do decent amount of damage with the assault rifle, but as you can see, right, the bloom expands quite quickly, and you're not really able to output as much damage as the assault rifle. Still a little bit to, you know, suppress enemies if you choose to, but like you have to really close the gap, get in there, you know, in a CQB type of setting
For sure.
to really output damage.
It is fun. It feels natural, and I love you guys kind of going back, and would be hard to do a Halo 2 throwback experience without some sort of SMG equivalent, right? So it makes a lot of sense,
Yeah,
very timely.
That lined up very nicely. Yep. Ooh, triple kill.
There we go.
It's almost like it's emulating the combined output of dual SMGs.
That's not too bad of a comparison, right? It is still very effective, and that OG Halo 2 SMG was rough on its own. You kind of needed to dual wield.
Yeah.
I was gonna shout out for the mode here as part of the Delta Arena playlist. You can notice in the hill, Cleet, if you want to take a look at
sure.
the hill after we knock that player out. Nice. The
I
hill
feel
is
like
ticking up. The 1
It's
second
not
per hill. Of
powerful
course, it
enough.
moves right
I
as
feel
we
like
try
you
and
need
show
to
it
be
off.
really close.
But it's got the legacy.
Like you
scoring
almost
for
need to
King of the
be
Hill,
shotgun
as well. So we
range for
tried
this to be
to do our
effective.
best to make sure this is respecting how Halo 2 played back in the day. You can see 1 second is 1 point, right? As opposed to in Infinite, right? We've got that slightly different King of the Hill scoring. So everything should feel really nice, like you're back in Halo 2. And when you're on Inquisitor, you do get the plasma grenades off the bat too.
I told you the weirdest part is I'm just so instinctively inclined to just keep jamming that thumbstick to sprint, and it's just really weird not having that kind of get out of jail free card, you know. And I'm not trying to stir up the sprint anti-sprint debate. I think both are valid, but it's weird. It's a little bit of a readjustment curve if you haven't played one of the old games in quite some time. We also got player collision in here now, right? That's another thing that I don't know. If it's hard to sort of demonstrate the
We'll
no
get a
sprint.
setup on another map here.
Is my base movement speed also adjusted here to kind of as
Wonder
part of
if
this
I can
legacy
see
mode?
what
Looks like I've got in my
the chat
notes
is
here.
saying.
We've got no sprint, no
Where's
clamber.
There you go.
There's an increased jump height change as well, and then we've got player collision in. But my base movement speed seems to be unchanged.
I would, if it's not on your notes.
Okay,
Yeah,
probably
I don't
not.
want to
Okay.
speak to it.
Yeah, I guess I'm throwing you guys a weird curveball here and putting you on the spot to make a
It might
commitment
feel
live
like
on
that.
stream.
It might
Yeah.
feel like that with no sprint.
With no
right?
sprint, I think you're
Right.
probably right. That's kind of what does the perception's different.
That's what I expected.
Player collision is also something that people talked
It's
about.
just a
quite
cut
lot,
in
so I'm
half
curious
assault
to see how that
rifle.
might play out in this environment.
Old
I didn't
SMG
really
would have
notice
been
it
great.
personally
I'm not
much,
crazy
but,
about this. Looks like they combined the
really
assault
not a
rifle and
high
battle
level
rifle
player,
models. It's
and
exactly
not
what they
something I would
did.
even know to, like, seek out
Another
and do
guy
something
saying
about.
this is a cut in half assault
Jump on
rifle.
your teammate's head and reach a higher height.
There you
Right.
go.
Jump height, yeah.
Sawed off
Now, Clete, while you're messing
MA5.
around here and we're looking at this map Conjurer, which is a remake of Warlock.
Okay. Yeah.
I did
Looks
want
We
to.
get a new
stellar, by the
weapon,
way.
I did want to
and
ask
the
you about
Halo
4
community
other
just
sandbox
shits on it.
update changes that are coming.
Expected.
Now we can't actually
Expected
show
at
them
this
in
point.
this, so it's going to be a little bit of a dissonance there.
You
but
finally give them
I
something
figured
they've been
while you're
asking
mopping
for,
up
and all
your
they can do
Ultimate
is
5K
complain.
Avenger, I spoke too soon. You just got erased by bots.
The bots are just OP with the
Look,
Needler.
it's a new
Look at that
weapon. We'll
triple
take
kill
what we
with
can
that
get,
thing.
man.
Really?
Yeah, they're just really good
Byron
with the
Tron
Needler.
is just crushing right now, huh? So, Cleet, I'm going to bring up one of the
Yeah.
changes and then ask you to kind of, and I have some notes here, so I don't need to, I know you're also trying to stay alive.
This is
but
like the
first thing I've got
prettiest
here that we've
map
got some
remake I've
adjustments
seen.
coming to is the VK.
All the other map remakes are so dull and
Um,
grey and
I don't know
brown.
if you remember off the top of your head what those
Finally,
are. But
this one has
I
colour.
I can cite what
Sure.
I have here in my notes that we have. Or John, frankly, you
Yeah,
can too.
I
see
can
you
speak
in
to
here.
it,
Yep,
yeah.
go for it.
So the Commando, similar to the assault rifle
What the
update that we
hell's
did
going on? What?
in the FleetCom
What?
update,
Okay.
we noticed that when you were fully
Was that me or
bloomed,
them?
your bloom finally
I
gets
think
to
it
that
just dropped
max
about
state, and it
1,000
can't go any
frames. I think
further.
that could have been
The
me.
bullets were trending to the very outer ridge of that reticle, so kind of going anywhere but the center. And we were seeing that was leading to a lot of confusion for players. So for the assault rifle, we made that change back in the day. We are also making that change for the Commando as well as the Sidekick in this upcoming update. And so you'll hit that fully bloomed state. Now it goes anywhere in the reticle. But since that does make it a little more consistent feeling, that might make it seem a little stronger when you're in that fully bloomed state. So we are pulling out the actual reticle a bit, the bloom,
Yeah,
making it a bit bigger.
you'll basically reach that max bloom state
And
just
yes,
slightly
yeah.
faster than what you previously would. I believe the shot cadence was around 11 or 12. Now it'll be about 7. So,
Actually, Commando right there. You
Oh,
might
there
be
we
able
go.
to- You got one magazine to show it off.
okay,
So
see.
Oof.
yeah, it'll
So
reach.
it reached a little bit
Ow,
quicker
my
than
neck cracked.
previously.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, is there
Subtle,
a
but
sentinel
in the hands
beam
of a power
in?
user, seems like
Infinite?
it'll be noticeable.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, next up, I've got some
Yeah, there
notes
is.
here that we've made a couple tweaks to the MK50 Sidekick. What can you tell us about that?
Very similar story, right? The bloom just kind of happens faster,
Yep,
right?
that's right.
Actually, there was another change to initial, right?
Yeah. I think when we're trying to fix up some of these error angles and make things feel a little more consistent, there's got to be. We feel like there should be a little bit of compensation. So to compensate for that, that initial bloom, that initial shot will be just a slightly more inaccurate. You'll have a little bit more bloom on that. So it won't. It's basically to help that range effectiveness, right? I feel like a lot of players were able to shoot that sidekick from pretty extended ranges. So it will still be possible, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I love the Sidekick.
We're
Just
trying to
spamming
keep
shots.
it your reliable secondary,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
absolutely.
But it's
Sure.
making sure you're not sniping with it and ignoring like other rifles on the map because you're like, oh, my sidekick is just better. you
Okay,
know?
and then we also have made looks like one change to active camo behavior.
Oh yeah.
What do you want to say about that?
You want to speak to it?
yeah, it's pretty much when you have the flag, right? Your whole silhouette, biped, and the flag itself would go camo. So now you'll still be camoed, but the flag will appear fully. So still allowing those sneaky flag routes, but it matches that of legacy behavior from my understanding
Yep.
on how the flag and camo function together.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you can't just vanish off the face of the earth
Sure.
as soon as you pull
Yeah,
the
that's fair.
flag. Yeah.
Makes sense. And last thing I've got is a minor adjustment to thrust behavior as well.
Yeah, yeah. Thrust. This was an interesting one, and
Wait, surely
I
thrust
think we
just
were
doesn't
looking at
exist in the
just
H2
some
settings,
equipment
right?
that we could possibly go after, and the thrust.
There's been plenty of feedback around thrust.
Yeah, thrust is a very powerful equipment in the user's hand, specifically when you're engaged in just one-on-one combat. It always seems like you're able to thrust while you're firing, and able to continue damage outputting while your movement is changed. So now, when you do thrust, your reticle will hide and your weapon will be disabled just for a couple frames to kind of better balance that power curve from the thrust user and give more of an opportunity for the player on the receiving end.
Similar to how Halo 5 functioned, right? You
don't
have the
think I
gun
like
go
that
down
change,
for a
but
split second while
okay.
you thrust, and then you're shooting
Yeah, so
pretty
it's
quickly after.
just an either-or choice at that point. It's a trade-off to make there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like it.
And I was worried that it would be like too long, you know? It's like my gun is down throughout the entire thrust. It's actually just down for a little bit, right? We're starting with a pretty modest tuning just to see how it plays out, right? Similar to Halo 5. And I think we'll keep an eye on it.
Sweet. Well, I mean, Sandbox and gameplay folks have done a great job continuing to kind of tinker and find opportunities and address feedback. I have no doubt y'all will continue to do that.
If I remember
and we'll have
correctly, in
more
Halo
updates to come in
5,
the
you
future,
could
but that
thrust and
is the
shoot at
gist
the
of what I've
same
got
time.
here for next week's update.
I'm
The
sure I have a
MA5K event
montage
with,
where
of course,
there's
the
multiple
headliner,
clips of me doing
minor
that.
adjustments to the commando, sidekick, active camo, and thruster, and I
I'll have to
believe
see
we'll
how
have
it
a blog
plays.
up on Halo Waypoint here any moment.
Yep.
If you
I
wanna read a little
like
bit more
the
about
thrust in
some of the
Infinite.
changes, head over to Halo
Oh,
Waypoint
overkill right
and
behind
give
you.
that
Oh,
a call.
Bot got him. Stole the over.
And yep, I think with that, Cleet, we are going to wrap this up here.
Cool.
I know you've got some stuff to get back to. Appreciate you popping in and talk Sandbox with us. Don't be a stranger. We'll look forward to getting you on here next time.
Awesome.
And thanks, man.
Absolutely. Great to be here.
Cool. So we want to give you two more quick updates on the playlist front. It's long
got-
time coming,
One more thing.
but we are excited that we've got two new maps coming into the ranked playlist rotation. Will also be part of next week's update. First up, we will
I love
have
how you initially
Inquisitor,
was just like, "Wait,
which we
got
just
one
saw
more
Cleet
thing. Wait,
playing
wait."
on a bit earlier. This is our midship remake, so this will officially enter the ranked playlist. And then additionally, we have a brand new creation called Fortress, which you will also be able to jump into and play in ranked. So
They're both a ton of fun. I've played a lot of Inquisitor and a lot of Fortress. I was very surprised at Fortress. One thing, if you've played the 1v1 showdown at either Salt Lake City
Yeah.
or the Halo World Championship, you will recognize this bit of Fortress from the center. This is that circular bit that people hadn't seen yet, right? They hadn't seen Fortress, but they saw it in 1v1 showdown. This is where that's from.
very cool. I know mentioning 1v1 Showdown, we'll have more to say about that later. That is currently scheduled to come out at some point during this broader winter update. Won't
That's
be until a
cool.
little bit later,
1v1
but
mode.
we'll have more to say about that in the near future. John, we are just about wrapping up here. We're almost done. I think the last thing we wanted to quickly talk about, we've been teasing it a little bit, but we got some cool customization updates coming as well as part of the Great Journey operation, which lands with this winter update. We've already seen a little bit of Chief and the Arbiter-inspired armor customizations from our gameplay here so far. But real quick, as is customary, let's take a fast look at your screen here, and why don't we take a closer look at what's going on. So
I got
Chief Mark 6 coming into the game in honor of our All Things Halo 2 anniversary celebration.
looks good. It looks very good.
It does look good. Homeboy needs a paint job. Not gonna lie, but thankfully I can slap another coating on here if I want to.
He's been battling it out on Delta Halo, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, come on, you just
Does
spray
look
paint
cool.
this
It
guy
reminds
little
me of a
bit, just
mod,
give him
though.
A little buff. And
There was
shine.
a
Can you?
what game was
let's
it?
show
I think
me
it was
the Great
Jump
Journey,
Force. There was like a
Operation Pass
modded
real
Chief
quick.
that you could get in
Another
that.
20
It looks
tier,
exactly like
free
that.
Operation Pass. Of
Mhm.
course, if you choose to do the upsell offer here, it'll make your Operation Pass durable, non-expirable.
There we
You'll
are.
also get this
Nice.
cool
Halo
S7
2.
Halo 2 Sniper Geo update here.
It's so good. Look
It's
at
very,
it's
it's
Halo
very, very
2.
solid. Why don't you just give me the quick run through here? Show me what else we got. At the end of all this, you'll get a full look of armor.
About
Of course, the
7
exchange is gonna
billion
get some new
Spartan
content
points.
as well added to it. So plenty of Spartan points to earn along the way.
We'll build up to what the
Is that like an elite chest?
Operation Pass reward is.
Yep, we
really
got-
good.
It's getting there.
Okay.
It's coming together.
Armor.
Yeah, it's elite armor pieces for
Shoulder.
the
What does
Spartan.
that shoulder look like?
That's cool.
Bam. That's
Ah,
cool.
Very cool.
Get a really cool elite helmet. It's based off of the Artas Vadim character from Campaign, otherwise known as Half Jaw. You can see kind of got the half right there.
oh yeah.
And a cool little helmet attachment you can put on top of it. With the coating, it actually looks really, really good. It
Yeah,
looks
for
spot on.
sure.
You could see it in the artwork. It's fantastic.
And then do me a favor, real quick. Let's jump over to the shop. Just show me. Let's look at this real quick. You know, very excited to have Helios Scroll come back. A little bit of a different twist on it, though.
Yeah, so Helios Grill back from Halo 5, everyone loved this one. It was the one I wore for quite a while in Halo 5. But the cool thing that the team did was the helmet attachment that they added on top of Helios Grill gives you that full Arbiter look. I thought this was super unique, very clever. We've been doing a lot of good things with the helmet attachments this year, and this is no different. This is so cool.
It looks really cool, but it'll be
really
like
smart
$22.
adjustment there. You kind of get that ridged shoulder bit as well.
And then I think over there, as part of the Mark 6 Chief, we have you can also, if you decide to pick that up, you can get yourself the Spanker.
Yep.
Oh, that's an interesting coating. You've got
Wait, the Mark 6 Chief is
I
part
guess
of
I
this
should've
bundle.
taken
Oh,
out
yeah.
the coating, but
I mean,
Yeah.
you've got the
Helios
Halo 2
Grill
model
Arbiter
with the
attachment
Spanker here.
and
I
Chief
can try and adjust that coating
in one bundle.
at some point.
It's going to be like
yeah, cool
22 to
stuff.
$26.
There's also this. Ooh, yeah, you can see there's the kind of Guilty Spark,
and it's a
inspired
timed exclusive. Of
chest
course.
piece that comes
Gotta
in,
add the
I
FOMO
believe,
in there.
maybe only the
Timed
Super Bundle here.
exclusive.
It's like
Wow.
Guilty Spark.
That
So
is
when,
cool.
when you put on the coating, you will get
Okay.
a really cool silver and
I will
blue
not be buying it.
look on your Spartans there.
Awesome.
Really, really neat, unique, and yeah, lots of cool stuff that people can go after.
For
I
sure.
also like the Marine-inspired guy here as well.
All right, so we are coming up to the end of our first half. This has been a closer look at everything that you're going to get in next week's free winter update for Halo Infinite that comes out on Tuesday, November 5th. That will include, of course, the MA5K Avenger, which you saw earlier today, third-person firefight, and the Delta Arena Halo 2 throwback playlist will both be live in the
Well,
game. Lots of
I
cool
mean,
Forge updates, and of course,
The maps are
Operation
cool, the
Pass
Halo 2
customization
mode
that
is
we just
cool,
took a
and
look
the
at.
weapon is kind of
That's all
cool.
going live next Tuesday. That also means, by the way, you've only got a few days left to
Third
finish your
person is cool.
Halloween operation if you have not completed that. So next couple days,
Lots
you
of
wanna
cool
knock those
stuff. Just
remaining tiers
that
out,
bundle is
do
going to
that
cost a
before we
fortune.
roll
I
over
just
here
know it
on
already.
November 5th. John, anything else to add here as we wrap up our great journey before we take a small break and come back for a play date?
Just very excited to have this all roll out to players, right? Everyone's been waiting
Exchange,
for new
bro.
content, new
Playable
new
elites.
content. We got a weapon
Exchange.
out there. We've got third person
The
as a whole
exchange.
new
There's so many comments about the
experience, right? I'm just
exchange.
really excited for the 5th.
Yeah, and I guess you've heard us mention the winter update a few times. I'll just kind of clarify that. What we'd
Why
like
is it
you
a
all
kit?
to think
Because
about
money.
is sort of, currently we
These
have,
comments, man.
I guess, kind of 3 operations at a time that
So
we
this
release
was a
kind of almost
disappointment.
quarterly, right? So the team's kind of starting to
Show the
zero in to make
exchange.
sure that the first release, so in this case, next week's release, it's going to be a little bit more to celebrate, a little more feature rich, a little more content, a little more meat on the bone, if you will. But then following,
Wait.
you'll still get a new operation will come out in
You can
December, another will
redeem
come out in
Xbox
January,
reward
and
points
we'll be
for
back
Halo
in February
credits.
for our next big update.
I wonder how many
which,
Xbox reward points
geez,
I
I guess
have.
we're sort of calling the spring update, even though it's a little bit earlier than
Wintry
spring.
I might have to do
Winter
that.
slash spring, but you
I
can
didn't
look
know you
forward
could
to
do that.
more substantial content updates coming as part of that. So stay tuned, of course, to Halo on social, your favorite platforms, Halo Waypoint. We'll also have more blogs coming out in the next few days, including our launch trailer next week as we count down the last few days to the winter update release. So with all that said, we're going to take a small
right.
break, do a little
Well, there we go. Boop. Wait, why is my webcam large? Just actually, did I do this? Is it this one I need? There we go. Overall, I mean, it's pretty cool. I won't be spending any money on it, though. I'm not going to buy any of the cosmetics. But I'll play the update for a few days. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Hey. We gained more subs on Nade Plays Games. Let's go. We gained 2 during this live stream. 112 on there now. Very cool. 112 subs in a week. Let's go. Subscribe to Nade Plays Games. Wait, I have a notification. What's this? Ah, we don't care about that. Oh boy. Well, That update is what, the 5th of November, I think that's on. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 days away. I'll play it when it comes out. You know, if I play every map and the firefight thing, and then try the new weapon, that's a few days of content. I'll record some new gameplay footage using that to put in the background of my videos. Boom, and then I probably won't play it after that, but I'll give it a go. Oh yeah, and it's election day for the Americans, of course. Right. I think that's good. I didn't really plan to do anything else while I'm live. I've got some Discord notifications to check out. Oh, wait. That's Splitgate? Splitgate 2? Huh? What's this? Oh yeah, and there's the updates about... Oh, let's check this. I forgot about this. There's this stuff. I wanted to check this. Oh, but it's from Discord, so it's going to load really slow, isn't it? Yeah. My Discord just doesn't load videos. It takes like an hour to load videos. I can already... Like, my OBS is already telling me that I'm dropping frames by using Discord video. It's quite loud. Very cool. What's this? This target practice? This is cool. This looks better than Infinite. This looks... Wow. This looks like a rendered cutscene or something. The no reticle is kind of weird here. What is this? This is called Branching Sickness. That looks really nice. And the muted effect for being out in space. It's a Halo game, but the only enemies are Flood. You've heard of it? Yeah, it's like, yeah, there's no elites like Covenant or anything. It's just Flood. Please shoot the gun. Oh, there's no projectile yet. It's weird how they've got the sounds in there, but there's no projectile or anything. So they've like already decided the speed of everything without the projectile being made. Oh, and there's the brute one. Very cool. This a fan game? Yeah. Fan game that looks better than the official game. Why do I feel like I'm gonna get jump scared? That's so good. Like the cobweb here and stuff. This whole thing just seems like a giant tech demo for Halo in Unreal. Wait, what? What? Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it was a person stood there, but it's just a canister. Like a datapad thing here. Very cool. Oh. What's this? Some concept art. See, this is what we want. We want this. I love how the official Halo page is like, hey guys, watch our live stream where we show off our new SMG. And then at the same time, these guys are like, oh, by the way, we dropped the actual SMG. This is what we actually want. And the silenced one, yeah. This is better. Yep, this is just better. Very cool. Only thing I don't like about this whole post is they're looking for AI programmers. Sad to see, but you know. Oh well. Wait, hello? Am I still live? Apparently, when I loaded up Steam, I disconnected from OBS for some reason. Let me just test this out. I'm waving. Hello. Boom, boom. Am I? Yep, I'm waving on stream. I'm still here. I disconnected for a couple seconds, but it reconnected me, I think. Splitgate. I don't see any Splitgate 2 stuff. Missing the game executable. Splitgate 2 private preview. Actually, I don't seem to have it in my library. There we go. Maybe I wasn't invited to it. Anyway. Boop. Boop, boop. AI programmers and NPCs. It doesn't say, but usually you don't word it like that. Usually you just, I don't know, you wouldn't need a singular person just to do bots. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming it's AI generated stuff. Oh. Oh, apparently they sent a code by email. Oh. Splitgate. Oh. Shit. Wait, no, this is old. I don't think I have an invite to this. No. Hello. They send code by email. I don't seem to have one. That's crazy. Did Splitgate not invite me to test the game? No, unless it's in my spam folder. Nope. Damn. Gotta check every single email now. It's not that one. That's Amazon. That's Total Cards. That's Amazon again. Spam folder. Nah, I don't have it. Damn, some people are getting private access to Splitgate 2, and I didn't get it. I signed up for it. That sucks. They don't like me. Yeah. Back on their Discord. That's crazy though that I actually like. I used to get invited to everything, QA, made weapon skins for the damn game, and they don't give me access to the private preview. Damn. Send them a picture of a big rain. That'll work. Ugh. I've run out of Splitgate 2 gameplay clips to use. I need some more. It would actually be very good to be able to access Splitgate 2 right now. But, you know. Who knows? Maybe they're only asking people who have, like, lesser powered machines. Because they do ask you things in the form, like, what machine do you have? What system, platform are you playing on? I mean, so maybe they're only doing, like, specific testing. Oh well. Get some of those old Cross Planet with Portals footage to use. I have like 30 seconds of Cross Planet with Portals footage on my PC. But no. Right. I think that's gonna be it. I need to eat some food and then I kinda need to make a video. Today I recorded one for the playthrough channel. I did a react, and I need to do a main channel video in the next few hours. So I think I'm gonna go eat some food, figure out a main channel video idea, and then do that. And that'll be my day. Yeah, right. Thanks for sticking around. The Halo update was I give it like a 7 out of 10. They get a minus point because of the things being bundled as a store bundle rather than just giving them away for free. So yeah, could have been an 8 out of 10, but mukbang, no. I don't even know what I'm going to eat yet. No idea. Probably pasta. I have a lot of pasta to eat. It'll be, what else do I have? Either pasta, fish, or chicken. It'll be one of those. And that's it. Right. I'm gonna go. We're not doing a mukbang. Bye.